You guys, we need to talk about Taylor Swift because this album drama, it's spiraling in ways nobody saw coming. I'm talking necklace conspiracies, racism accusations, and Ruby Rose coming out of nowhere to defend her. Plus, we've got Benson Boone cheating allegations, a major YouTube couple confirming 16 years together, and Tana Mongeau throwing shade in the most iconic way possible. This week has been absolutely insane, so let's get right into it. Starting off strong, we need to address these wild Benson Boone cheating rumors, because they came out of absolutely nowhere. Benson and his girlfriend Maggie recently broke up, and Maggie posted a TikTok on Tuesday that has everyone convinced he cheated. She lip-synced to a sound that literally says, "Remember how it felt when he cheated on you, though? Which time?" And when someone commented saying, "Bro, if Benson cheated, I will turn this car right around," Maggie replied with, "Put your blinker on, babe." She ended up deleting that comment, which honestly just made everything worse because now people are like, did she regret saying it? Was she just angry in the moment? We don't know. But what we do know is that Benson is not looking good right now. People are ready to go to battle for Maggie, especially since so many of his songs over the years have been about her. This is truly the last thing he needed after getting backlash for being called an industry plant all year. Speaking of breakups, the BFFs podcast is officially coming to an end. And honestly, I feel like we've had this conversation before. Dave already left the podcast, so it's just been Brianna and Josh doing it alone. They've been on this farewell tour, which makes sense now. But this week, Brianna brought back her Plan Bri podcast, the one she used to do with Grace before their friendship completely fell apart. If you remember, it was a whole big deal when they stopped being friends, and it seemed to be because of Brianna's relationship with Zach Bryan and how Grace was treated during that time. Of course, people immediately flooded Brianna's comments asking about Grace and whether they'd ever reconcile. Brianna's answer was pretty definitive. No, she doesn't think they'll ever be friends again. She said what they went through basically ruined their friendship beyond repair. She compared it to an ex-relationship where there was so much love and such a strong bond that you just can't go back to being casual friends. There's too much history, too much pain. She said they're not the type of people who could just be hi and bye friends. Their friendship was so deep that if they can't have that level of connection, they can't have anything at all. People in the comments were not happy, with some saying they hope Grace never reconsiders the friendship, and others accusing Brianna of only caring about the $12 million deal she got. It's messy, and it doesn't look like there's any chance of them working things out anytime soon. Now for some nostalgic YouTube news that honestly made my entire week, Dan and Phil confirmed they've been together for 16 years. If you were an OG YouTube watcher back in the Zoella, Alfie, Tyler Oakley era, you know this is absolutely massive. They posted a video titled, "Are Dan and Phil in a Relationship? The Truth?" with a caption that just said "fan real," and fans absolutely lost it. In the video, they confirmed that yes, they fell hard and fast back in 2009, and they've been together this whole time. They never officially labeled it, they just ended up living together, and here they are almost 16 years later. Dan joked that technically they're not together because they never actually said it, and then Phil was like, "Can you be my boyfriend?" It was honestly so wholesome. Fans were saying things like, "This would have sent middle school me into psychosis, and they waited until our frontal lobes developed to tell us this." Someone else commented, "I'm actually impressed they managed 16 years without any leaks." A ton of OG YouTubers were in the comments celebrating with them, and honestly, the fact that they got to do this on their own terms after years of speculation is such a big deal. It reminded me of when Alfie and Zoella finally confirmed their relationship after Zoella accidentally left a photo of them together in the background of a video. That same energy, but even better because Dan and Phil chose exactly when to share it. Switching gears to some Halloween drama, Tana Mongeau dressed up as Alabama Barker, and Paige dressed up as Bod Bobby, which is absolutely perfect considering Alabama and Bod Bobby have been feuding with diss tracks and social media drama. Tana went on TikTok Live acting exactly like Alabama does, doing her hair and getting ready for hours, which is literally what Alabama does on her lives. She was saying things like, "Y'all want some tea? The tea is federal," and talking about going to Calabasas. It was honestly hilarious and so accurate. The funny part is that in the costume, Tana made it seem like Alabama and Bod Bobby had made up since she and Paige were doing TikToks together. Tana was definitely throwing shade, especially because she and Alabama have some history. On a previous canceled episode, Tana talked about how Alabama once commented "no thanks" when someone said she was giving Tana Mongeau vibes. Brooke backed Tana up and said Alabama used to be a fan, followed her, asked where she got her hair done, and Tana even invited her to a party. But once Alabama got her own fame, things switched up. Alabama claimed she was just tired of being compared to other blondes, but people think there's definitely some shade being thrown. So for Tana to dress as Alabama for Halloween, that's definitely playing into their little beef, even though Tana claims she's in her undramatic era. Now, let's get into the big story of the week. Taylor Swift's Life of a Showgirl album drama, because it just keeps getting more intense. The criticism has taken on a life of its own, with people calling it Life of a Trad Wife or even Life of a MAGA Girl. Some lyrics have become a huge topic, with people accusing Taylor of being anti-feminist and racist. In the song Wishlist, Taylor sings, "Have a couple of kids, got the whole block looking like you, got me dreaming about a driveway with a basketball hoop." Some people hear this as her just being excited to have kids with Travis Kelce and live a wholesome life, but others are interpreting it as her wanting a trad wife era and only wanting white kids on her block. It turned into this way bigger thing. Honestly, I think people are reaching. She probably owns the whole block anyway, so it would just be their kids. Kylie Kelce even jumped in to defend Taylor, joking that they've got half the block covered because she and Jason have 4 girls who all look like Jason. She was just making a joke about how strong the Kelce genes are. Ruby Rose, one of Taylor's old friends from the 1989 era, came out to defend her on Threads this week. She posted that she spent many nights discussing social injustice and life with Taylor, and she refuses to let people attach her name to hate groups. Ruby said that given Taylor's public position against Trump and his position against her, anyone falling for the tradwife propaganda is walking into rage bait. She told people to stop it, saying it's not true and it's incredibly stupid. Ruby also replied to someone talking about people claiming Taylor doesn't deserve to be a billionaire, saying Taylor used to scroll GoFundMe like a social media app, clicking reach their donation like it was a like button. So Ruby was clearly trying to tell everyone they need to stop hating on Taylor and recognize what she's actually about. But there's more drama. Taylor also faced backlash over a piece of jewelry from her merch drop that has since been pulled. She released a silver lightning bolt necklace with an opalite star, which was meant to celebrate themes from her album. But some people found it problematic. A TikTok went viral claiming the lightning bolts looked like SS Nazi symbols and that there were 8 of them, which could represent HH, the 8th letter of the alphabet repeated, standing for a hateful phrase. The person said their dad was in a white supremacist gang and had those symbols tattooed on his body, so they recognized them immediately. The necklace was pulled from Taylor's website after this went viral. However, a lot of people came to Taylor's defense, saying the lightning bolts don't actually look like SS symbols if you compare them. People pointed out that there were 8 bolts simply because that's how they fit around the necklace. They said the star doesn't look like an iron cross either, and that iron crosses are used by Christian denominations today, so it's not purely a hate symbol. Some fans said the opalite lyrics are clearly just metaphors for darkness versus light and happiness, not anything racial. So there's been this huge divide between people who think Taylor's being intentionally problematic and people who think the internet is desperately looking for reasons to cancel her. This Taylor Swift album drama is absolutely wild, and I honestly don't see it slowing down anytime soon. Between the lyric analysis, the necklace conspiracy, and Ruby Rose jumping in to defend her, this has become so much bigger than just music. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think. Is Taylor being misunderstood, or are people right to be concerned? And what about everything else? The Benson Boone cheating rumors, Brianna and Grace's friendship being over, Dan and Phil's announcement, and Tana's Alabama costume? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and send this to a friend who's been following all this drama. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!